week for SimBoxx. We're down at the People's Gym in Haywood for the prestigious Kieran Farrell Haywood Darts World Championship.
That's it.
Ben took part. How did you find it, Ben?
Not bad, obviously. I went to the semis. I took part with you. You whooped my ass. It lasted about 5 minutes, but hey ho, I'm not a darts player, as you can imagine. My living's to get punched in the head, so.
Yeah, so switching over to the boxing talk, how do you see, or how would you surmise 2020 as a year for you?
Do you know what? It's been a bad year, but I've had a good, say, last 2 months, let's say. But it's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster. It's been playing with my emotions. Obviously, I was in the boxer tournament at first. That was due to be April 2020. Then it got called off, so we don't know when the call was going to come. So I was always in training, killing myself every day, every week, which you're supposed to do anyway. 365 days a year, which I think I've learned from that because I wasn't doing that. I was training, but I was training camps, as they say, camps. I've got to be in the gym every day now, and it's exactly what I'm going to be doing, especially from a recent fight. But yeah, we got a call to fight a lad, Callum Smith. He wanted to be a certain weight because obviously naturally he's a welterweight. We said no to the weight because it was too low. We tried obviously bargaining with them, say this weight. They said it was too high, so eventually we met in the middle. So I had to lose a little bit more weight. Obviously after the boxer tournament, I went home. I was eating shit, loads of crap, just sitting down. But that was my mistake. You know what I mean? Like, thought, because I've not got a fight and I've had this massive build up. I can just take it easy now, just chill out. But that was a big eye opener. Sky Sports Show straight away, like after 10 days of quarantine, invite. I said yeah, because I'll say yeah to any fight. I know any man would say that, but I say yeah to any fight. As soon as I got that call, the happiest time of 2020 ever, obviously. I've been out the ring, I've only had 4 fights now, obviously. Won 3, lost 1 to Callum Smith. But yeah, that topped the year off, that made my year good.
So obviously you was part of the big matchroom card, you was in the fight bubble. How was that whole experience of being on such a high profile card, coming up from the small hall scene, and how did you find, adapting to the big scene, with all the media and all that kind of attention that comes along with it?
It was massive, mate, to be fair. Obviously we had 4 days of quarantine with Kieran, it was just Kieran and myself, but it's quite chilled, it's quite relaxed, other than the boxer bubble that we did. We're just stuck in our rooms, but we got to go on 2 floors, obviously we got to play darts, a bit of table tennis, etc, etc. But it was massive, like when I did the weigh-in, all these cameras, it was just that many, it was crazy, it was mad, like, for the attention just to be on, obviously not just me, but the card itself, and obviously it's massive, you know what I mean? And I think, as bad as COVID is, COVID probably got me this opportunity because they want 50-50 fights now, that's what they want.
Absolutely. So, unfortunately you did lose the fight, but like you say, it's all a learning experience. Take us through your thoughts on the fight, where it might have gone wrong and what you're looking at improving on in the future.
Well, I think obviously the game plan was to be on the inside and stand and fight, because that's what the hype was built up. Even Eddie was saying it's going to be a tear up. It wasn't a tear up though, you know what I mean? Because he wouldn't stand and fight, which fair play to him, was used his head. I didn't, you know what I mean? But no, I think I was just getting frustrated in the fight probably, because I was out of range in most of the rounds. Because I couldn't catch him, I was getting more angry, so I was out of range even more. I was like trying to get in all the time. 5th round, it was like, I knew I was losing on points, so I told him, come on, princess. Just went back to the ropes. He still weren't taking the bait, and Kieran was trying to build it up just to try and get him angry so he could fight me. Because I knew if he stood and fought, I would have won. Easy would have won inside. But he was too quick. He was out. He obviously didn't want to get caught by a super middleweight because he doesn't fight at a super middleweight. But fair play to him, good fighter. Much respect to him as well.
Yeah, well done. So, obviously it is early on in your career, and in boxing especially, there's a lot of stigma around keeping an unbeaten record.
Yeah.
But, going off, speaking to you today and your social media, you don't seem to be too bogged down with the fact that you've lost for the first time. Do you see that as a learning experience, as I say, do you think that boxers are protecting that too much and they need to be put into these 50-50 kind of fights? Sorry?
Yeah, obviously, I'm going to be honest with you, I was a bit down the first 2 days, as you can imagine, but as soon as I got home to my little boy and that, it's like, boxing doesn't really matter in life, you know what I mean? It is still a hobby. I came here to train with Kieran as a hobby, and I turned pro, and loads of good experiences come with it. I feel $1 million when I'm here, keeps me sane. I went down a dark path once, and then literally this gym keeps me sane, and Kieran will tell you that himself. But no, I don't see it as a loss now. I'm actually happy. You know what I mean? I'm buzzing. I'm not obviously buzzing that I've got a loss, but I'm not bothered about a cushioned record. Just like most people in my position wouldn't take a fight like that, and I know they wouldn't, and everybody else around me knows they wouldn't. I'm 3-0. In boxing terms, I'm supposed to be fighting until I'm like 12-0, 14-0, fight for a central area, and then start fighting these big prospects. I want to go straight into the deep end. If I had another fight tomorrow, offered against prospect, I'll take it. But obviously, Kieran knows when I'm ready. I'll know when I'm ready. Like I say, it's just back to the drawing board now.
Yeah. So in the build-up to the fight with Jess Smith, he was, of course, in camp with Callum Smith. He's got his own fight this weekend, of course, the huge Canelo bout out in Texas. And I know you give your prediction for SimBoxx for a video that'll be dropping very soon, but give us briefly your thoughts on the fight and ultimately your prediction for what should be a great fight.
Yeah, so obviously, like you said, I've been training with Callum, and obviously everyone knows I'm nowhere near on any of Callum's level. Canelo Alvarez he's mainly helping me than I am him, but it's just nice to know that I've been a little part of that camp. You know what I mean? Because I was sparring regularly with him for my fight, so it was every week. So I still had a little part to play because obviously I was come forward inside. That's what they needed. Joe said that himself, but my prediction is I do think Callum's going to take it. Like Callum said in most of his interviews I've seen him. You know, I think Canelo Alvarez's best days at the lower weights, you know what I mean, at the other weights. Super middleweight is Callum Smith's division. If he can keep him at bay, because he's got a big punch, he's got a big punch, I would go as far as say he's better than you know, Triple G, like we spoke about upstairs. But I do think Callum's got it in the bag.
Superb. We certainly support Callum in his quest to beat Canelo. So just to finish with, Ben, you know, like you say, it's been a bit of an up and down year, but what message would you like to give to your fans as we head into 2021, a fresh year and hopefully fresh opportunities?
You know, I would like to say thank you, especially for the support that I had building up to the Sky Sports fight. I'd love for you to continue that support even after a loss. You keep following me, trust me, I will be a champion and I will win titles along the way. Thank you. And also thank you to my sponsors, Alpha Aesthetics.
Superb, Ben. Thanks a lot, mate, and all the best for Christmas, and we'll see you again in the new year.
No, thank you very much.